These are all wonderful conveniences that have come into our life, but many people are making this also into a great problem and a disease, an illness in their life.
I think we are out to produce a dumb generation. You should not be surprised in the next 50 to 100 years, if 50% of the human population choose to commit suicide, you should not be surprised.
Technology is a tremendous enabler in our lives. How many things have become easy and our lives have become so enhanced because technology facilitates so many things in our lives. Well, what you're actually complaining of is not technology, you're complaining of human compulsiveness. If they start eating, they don't know when to stop eating. If they start drinking, they don't know when to stop drinking. So whatever they start doing, they become compulsively addictive to it. So right now, the thrill is about the gadgets for this generation.
Say if somebody played some game just for fun a little while, that's not an issue for me. But I hear, I don't know what's the statistics in India, in United States they're saying between 18 to 26 years of age, on an average, most people are spending 4.5 to 6 hours on these games. I think we are out to produce a dumb generation. Yes, if you feel heroic by shooting down some animated pictures, phone screen, I don't think that's heroic, it's just stupid. Just playing something for fun is different. You can play for some time, anybody can play any game they want, it's okay. But all your life, somebody is just playing this, somebody is just playing that, I think you're trying to find some substance, a substance that you don't have. You want to be a warrior without having the courage to shed your own blood. War is not about shedding other people's blood, you're willing to shed yours, that's why you're there. Not that you want to, you're willing. That's what makes a war hero so different, because he went there willing to shed his own life. Maybe he came back, but he's willing to shed, not on a phone.
Coming to social media is much easier to handle than a live society. When live society was there, your friends, your family, your mother-in-law, your husband, wife, this, that, everything, when they cling to you, you can't switch them off. Social media, if you don't like it, you can turn off your phone. So I think this mode of interaction gives you much more freedom than the ancient way of interacting with society, because if you went about the town making a lot of friends, you got entangled in so many ways. Today you are making friends only by sending messages. When you don't want, you can keep your phone off and it's a done thing. So, these are all wonderful conveniences that have come into our life, but many people are making this also into a great problem and a disease, an illness in their lives. Recently, you must have heard in Andhra Pradesh a few months ago, a television anchor, a young woman of some 34 years of age, jumped off the 5th floor balcony and she killed herself. She left a note saying that, "Nobody is responsible for my death, but my brain is my enemy." So the greatest things that are given to you can become your enemy if you don't learn how to use it responsibly. This goes for everything, not just for gadgets in your hand. This goes for your car, this goes for your food, this goes for your… everything that you're using in your life, including your brain. If you don't realize how to use it, if it becomes a compulsive process, then it can take your life.
So, every parent has this concern, every generation has this concern that the next generation is going wrong, always. Every generation likes to go one step beyond where the previous generation has stepped in, but right now, the change that is happening is not the next. It is a serious influence because in the last 15 years, the world's ability to communicate across cultures and borders is so heavy and so unprecedented. Nobody has ever been used to this kind of influences before, okay, never before. This level of influence on our young people, never before possible, no other generation has ever experienced this kind of onslaught from so many directions, and the volume of influence is too big. So, in terms of changes that are happening, it is not next, it is simply somewhere and nobody knows where it is because it's too complex and too mixed. Nobody knows where it is, including the young people, it's just a mix of things. So this is because of a sudden onslaught of information and communication. It is not for us to judge whether it's good or bad, it is just that definitely this level of information. When I say information, it's like when we were growing up, I believe it was true for your generation also, we never knew what is boredom, okay? There was no such thing, we were just excited about everything that came our way. But you see today 12-year-old kids, if you tell them what, oh, you see, they're just bored because they know the whole cosmos, they've seen it on their phone screen, not even on the computer screen. On the phone screen, they've seen entire cosmos, they know everything. Things that you do not know, they know, you ask them, they know it.
Yes.
By information. By the time they're 18, they have had 5 love affairs and gone. In the Western world, it's like that, here also it's beginning to happen, okay? So by the time they're 18, they've seen everything that you need to see with body, mind, emotion, okay? By the time they're 25, what? What next? You will see, this is not my wish, but this is something that I see, the way people's minds are working, the way they're being laden with information. I'm not by any standards a pessimistic person, but I'm just seeing this. If this level of information continues and it'll multiply manifold for the coming generations, you should not be surprised in the next 50 to 100 years, if 50% of the human population choose to commit suicide, you should not be surprised, because that is what will happen to the mind. Today, this day, more people commit suicide in this world than all the wars and murders and accidents manage to kill. And if this level of information onslaught continues on human mind, this will definitely lead to wanting to terminate yourself because there will be nothing to live for. There is no joy and excitement about anything. You have information about the whole cosmos on your phone screen. You will never be touched by life because too much information, too much thought, even emotion is drying up, too much thought. Today on Facebook they have 22 love affairs going simultaneously, it just means nothing. I'm not saying they should have it or not have it, all I'm saying is this will lead to a certain overload on the mind, and suddenly a human being will think, why am I here?
So, technology is not to be blamed, we have not addressed human compulsive nature. Human compulsiveness can only be addressed with consciousness, more conscious way of existing. To become conscious, there are many tools. We have not propagated this large scale in our society. It has to become a part of our existence. At a very early age, children should learn to live consciously. Once they're conscious, they know when to use what and how much to use.